how should, with this being a real estate focused podcast, how should real estate investors think beyond the individual deals and really start working to build a long-term wealth strategy?
Of course, I work with a lot of individuals who are involved in real estate. So whether that's developers, just making more passive investments. And one of the things that I see time and time again is a focus on income and not as much a focus on the balance sheet. And so whenever we're talking about longer term planning, it's really looking at both of those and making sure that as you're building wealth and building income, that also that balance sheet is strong as well, just to provide flexibility later on.
Yeah, so I think it probably varies based on the investor, but a lot of us getting started, we really care about the cash flow and nothing else. It's just like we want the passive income, we want to be able to free up our time and all that stuff. And then so when you say balance sheet, there's a lot to that, but are you specifically talking more about putting a large enough down payment or just having enough liquidity, or what are you looking at for that?
Yeah, really both. And so I think of it as, and again, cash flow is really important, right? But making sure that there is enough liquidity, making sure that you're not too leveraged and looking at kind of that debt to value ratio. And also then starting to think as you progress in real estate about diversification and the risks of concentration. And that can be both in real estate itself, and to the extent that you're investing in real estate, is everything in the same market? Do you have all the same types of real estate? Even what's your tenants, what's their cadence, and thinking through just to make sure that you have that first level of diversification. And then especially as you progress, one of the hardest things is to tell someone that, hey, what you're doing that's really worked well for you, that's growing your income, growing your balance sheet, but let's think about doing something else and diversifying a little bit out of real estate. And again, I know we're talking about real estate today, but when we're looking at that holistic financial planning, starting to think through, do you have more liquid investments that can provide both emergency funds, but also, again, just more of that broader diversification as well?